Perhaps the logical conclusion of everyone looking the same is everyone thinking the same. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Hatred is a form of faith, distilled by passion to remove all rationality. When it resonates, and you feel it, then it was meant for you. I never ask a man what his business is, for it never interests me. What I ask him about are his thoughts and dreams. Doing the right things is a calling from your highest self. Do it as you are. This place has only 3 exits, sir: madness and death. Weekends don't count unless you spend them doing something completely pointless. I didn't come here of my own accord, and I can't leave that way. Whoever brought me here will have to take me home. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Overconfidence blurs out the risk. Inferiority magnifies it. Somebody has to start. Somebody has to step forward and do what is right, because it is right. Rich people plan for 3 generations, poor people plan for Saturday night. You see, doing one thing differently is very often the same as doing everything differently. A life of sacrifice is the pinnacle of art and is full of true joy. There can be glory in failure and despair in success. I do not know everything. Still many things I understand. Light cannot lose in a race against darkness, even if denied a head start. If your dreams don't scare you, they are too small. Stay in the center, and you will be ready to move in any direction. Happiness does not come from without, it comes from within. A man, though wise, should never be ashamed of learning more, and must unbend his mind. Nothing can now be believed which is seen in a newspaper. Truth itself becomes suspicious by being put into that polluted vehicle. Sometimes the best of God's gifts arrive by the shattering of all the window panes. Always forgive, but never forget, else you will be a prisoner of your own hatred and doomed to repeat your mistakes forever. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Nobody is so busy that they can't make time for the people they really care about. To become a lifelong reader, one has to do a lot of varied and interesting reading. Success awaits those who steadfastly commit to any requisite sacrifice. That's the thing about life. A lot of the time, it isn't easy at all. We just have to try to make the best of it. This is how you start to get respect, by offering something that you have. Don't be scared to live your life without judgment. Not knowing you can't do something is sometimes all it takes to do it. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Don't get set into one form. Adapt it and build your own, and let it grow. Be like water. We have to speak the truth always, at any cost, and no matter what. We have been moving along at such a fast pace that we no longer know what we are doing. Now we have to wait until our soul catches up with us. Representatives of truth. The champions of truth are hardest to find, not when it is dangerous to tell it, but rather when it is boring. Hearts can't be broken because they're made of marzipan. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. Dreaming is the poetry of life, and we must be forgiven if we indulge in it a little. In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason to whatever results they led. Fortune does favor the bold, and you'll never know what you're capable of if you don't try. He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. That is the nature of living creatures. We are the Bibles the world is reading. We are the creeds the world is needing. We are the sermons the world is heeding. I don't think you should wait. I think you should speak now. Life's greatest gift is the freedom it leaves you to step out of it whenever you choose. What I want is so simple I almost can't say it. Elementary kindness. If you don't have any shadows, you're not in the light. A man is like a novel. Until the very last page, you don't know how it will end. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be worth reading. It is an occupational hazard that anyone who has spent her life learning how to lie eventually becomes bad at telling the truth. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. The heart has its reasons which reason knows nothing of. We know the truth not only by the reason, but by the heart. Many things that don't really mean so much of anything are wonderful. What is considered impossible is someone else's opinion. What is possible is my decision. Things come apart so easily when they have been held together with lies. Happiness was but the occasional episode in a general drama of pain. There is no truth, Stephanie said mysteriously. Only perspectives. Take responsibility of your own happiness. Never put it in other people's hands. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you make a positive difference to the world. As a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so life well used brings happy death. How hurtful it can be to deny one's true self and live a life of lies just to appease others. In order to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure. Even as a solid rock is unshaken by the wind, so are the wise unshaken by praise or blame. Head versus heart. A crowded mind leaves no space for a peaceful heart. Never put off for tomorrow what is meant for today. Tomorrow may never come. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient. He was a lonely ghost uttering a truth that nobody would ever hear. If an apology is followed by an excuse or a reason, it means they are going to commit same mistake again they just apologized for. If your dreams are too hard to achieve, just achieve. Those who bring sunshine into the lives of others have discovered the secret to genuine happiness and fulfillment. Strange, I thought, how you can be living your dreams and your nightmares at the very same time. The most important day in your life is the day when you come to realize who you really are. When you take control of your attitude, you take control of your life. You cut me into pieces millions of times in millions of years. I will rebuild West Papua with these pieces 1,000,000 times over again. Give the pupils something to do, not something to learn, and the doing is of such a nature as to demand thinking. Learning naturally results. A room without books is like a body without a soul. I don't want to be a tree. I want to be its meaning. To know you are ignorant is the beginning of wisdom. Life is like yoga. The only way you can enjoy it is by relaxing into any position you happen to find yourself in. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Swords can win territories but not hearts. Forces can bend heads but not minds. A bridge of silver wings stretches from the dead ashes of an unforgiving night. Marito, the jeweled vision of a life started anew. The truth that makes men free is for the most part the truth which men prefer not to hear. Pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes. A lifetime spent merely enduring your body squanders your power and forfeits your capacity for contentment. Don't only practice your art, but force your way into its secrets, for it and knowledge can raise men to the divine. Hope is such a beautiful word, but it often seems very fragile. Life is still being needlessly hurt and destroyed. The wise man knows that it is better to sit on the banks of a remote mountain stream than to be emperor of the whole world. In order to write the book you want to write, in the end you have to become the person you need to become to write that book. How much you can learn when you fail determines how far you will go into achieving your goals. It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. The truth knocks on the door and you say, "Go away, I'm looking for the truth," and so it goes away, puzzling. Every strike brings me closer to the next home run. When you change your thoughts, remember to also change your world. The cause of most of man's unhappiness is sacrificing what he wants most for what he wants now. If you give up what you want most for what you think you should want more, you'll end up miserable. Before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. The one thing that doesn't abide by majority rule is a person's conscience.